Alright, welcome back to a new one on this channel, and on this one we need to talk about templates. So on 11, of Ableton 11, we have a very fast way of using different templates. Now I'm starting with a new live set. I'm gonna go to File and do New Live Set, and as soon as you start with a new live set, you get the default 2 MIDIs and 2 audios. So this is a template, right? So this is the default template when you start, a default project. So now right here in the left side, you have something that says templates. So if you go there from factory, you can have 4 different options. And right here, you can see that it says default live set. So if I deviate from the default live set, I'm going to be maybe adding an audio track or a MIDI track. So now I have something else. Now, if I go right here and just double click it, this will load whatever template that you stored right here in memory. So if I double click, it's going to ask me to save the changes. So first, it's going to ask you to save it because it's going to kind of load up a fresh instance or a fresh project from Ableton. So if you don't want to lose whatever you have right here by loading a whole different template, you need to do save. Now in this case, I'm going to say yes, and I'm just going to rename it as something test template number 1. I'm going to save it as that. So I'm going to say save. Yes, notice that at the top, we get the untitled. We just don't get the name of the project. Now, if I load the other one right here, I go to test template, we get the test template, which is the one that we had from before. So you need to know this. Whenever you load a new whole template, it's going to remove whatever you had and pretty much start from the scratch. Okay, so now that warning, that you need to save whatever you have if you want to switch templates, this is super useful. So you can use parts of templates. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But right here, the trick is that you can quickly, when you start a new session, you can quickly change to different templates that you have saved. So in this case, I can go to 8-track and just going to be quickly loading an 8-track template. If I go to podcast, just going to do that. So all of this just is very cool. On some other DAWs, you need to go to maybe home and only then on a new project, then you create it with the template, but you need to go outside back to home in order to create a new template. Right here is just everything is on the display, right? In the main display, you just click it and you get it. Now, all of this is just very cool, but the main point is that we can create our own template, right? And that's just, the whole point. So I'm just going to grab the default template that we have. I'm going to delete all of this, and I'm just going to bring some stuff, just pretend that we have something. I'm going to be adding just a drum rack. Maybe I'm going to go to an analog just to have something. I'm going to bring maybe a MIDI track and an audio track. Again, I'm just pretending. So I'm going to go to analog, and in this one, let's say that this is a vocal track. Let's just rename it. And right here in the vocals, we might have some audio effects like a delay or something like that. Again, this is just, just to show you how this works. I'm going to be loading some plugins. And on the channels, we have instruments and we might have different plugins. So now this is like my main template. Even if I go to the sense and I make changes, this is going to be recalled within the template. So how can I save all of this that I'm doing as a template? So you need to go to File, and right here, you have the option Save Live Set as Template. Now, once you do so, it's going to ask you, all right, dude, what's the name? And it is that you're kind of on a different place. You're inside the user library. So right here, I'm going to be, I made a mistake right there. I'm going to be renaming this. So I'm going to change it to, I don't know, a cool template, whatever. Okay, so cool template. Now, if I go to templates, notice that the cool template is right here. If I start with the default live set, I'm not going to save the changes, but if I go to cool template, it's loading whatever is that we did, right? So it's a very fast and cool way just to start the project. Now, notice that this one, the default live set, has an icon right here. So this means that this one is the default. So we can make the cool template as default. So I'm going to right click it, and right here it says set default live set. So I'm going to click it, and now the icon is right here. So every time I start a new session, it's going to start with the new with the cool template. So if I go to new live set, it's going to create a new one for me. It did, right? So now it's loading the cool template and now the other one. I'm going to go back to the default one, but you can do something like this. Now, all this has something very, very useful. So if I open right here, the cool template, each of the templates, they have different things. So in this case, it's going to be the tracks that we have, inside the template. So what you could do, you could start off with a default live set and then import parts of other templates. So I'm going to double click the default live set. We have the default again, but I want to bring maybe this one, the 707 core kit. So I can double click this and it's going to bring me that channel only, not the whole template, just parts of the template. And this is super useful because we might have different templates and we can just create a combination of different parts. Maybe I want the vocal chain. So I get the vocal chain. So this is really, really useful. This feature, the using parts of templates, it's just a very useful thing. Now, if I go down the rabbit hole, it gives you the devices. So what the F is this? So let's say I want to grab the devices that we have on that vocal chain, but I want to use it on this audio, right? So I can bring the devices that are inside and I'm going to get it. It was the delay, we get delay. So again, it's just super, super, super useful. All right, so that's it. That's a new feature that we get with 11. So hopefully you learned something and you liked all of this. And again, remember to like and subscribe. If you have the money and you want to buy me a coffee just to say thanks, you can go to the links at the description, or you have the QR now and you can scan it and it's going to take you to Patreon. You can go to PayPal, or you have YouTube. Thanks. All right, so see you on the next one.